Chapter 2. The moment Vigo leaves, Jacob regrets sending him back to the car. Staring up at the dead guy, the cabin suddenly feels claustrophobic. The corpse, despite being very thin, seems to take up most of the space. Jacob never saw a dead person in real life before. Plenty of animals, back when he and Axel went hunting. But this is very different. This used to be someone. A man with a name, a past, probably a family. Maybe he even had kids. It could be Jacob's own grandpa dangling there. He feels an unexpected stab of sympathy for the guy. Whatever plagued him so much he decided to come out here to the middle of nowhere to end it all, it couldn't have been pleasant. Pull yourself together, man. Vigo will only be gone for 2 minutes. If you're still standing here when he comes back, he'll know you lost your nerve. Jacob breathes in hard through his nose and puts the flashlight in his pocket. That's when he realizes the flaw in his plan. The rope is outside of his reach. The man must be almost 5'2", and he's suspended another foot above the floor. As Jacob stands there looking up at the rope, contemplating how to do it, the dead guy turns slowly, his face coming into view. Jacob puts a gloved hand on the guy's arm and gently swings him back around. "It's easier if you don't look at me," he mutters, trying to make light of the situation. But the sound of his voice reveals just how scared he actually is. His legs feel weak, and he's even sweating underneath the layers of clothes. He gazes around for anything to stand on, but finds nothing. He could go outside to look, but he knows he won't have any luck out there either. The rope looks worn and frail, though. It's very brittle. It just needs a single cut. Jacob jumps and swats at the rope with the knife, missing it by an inch. He jumps again, takes another, more confident swing. The blade slides effortlessly through the fabric. It's like the rope was just waiting to go. Jacob and the dead guy land simultaneously. The corpse really is frozen solid, its joints not giving way even the slightest. Instead, the body balances on its feet for a split second, like a statue without a foundation. Then it tips towards Jacob. He shrieks and jumps aside. He just manages to get out of the way as the corpse bangs its head against the wall, then slides to the floor. Jacob stares down at the dead guy, his heart hammering in his ears. "Okay," he breathes, letting out a nervous laughter. "Okay. That's fine. Not very elegant, but I got him down." He fumbles to put away the knife. Lying across the cabin, the dead guy almost spans from wall to wall. Jacob doesn't want to touch him if he can help it, even while wearing gloves. So he steps over him and picks up the piece of rope still attached around the guy's neck. Tugging at it, he finds that it holds. He turns the guy around so that his head is pointing towards the doorway. Pulling a little harder, he's able to slide him across the wooden floor. The cabin is slightly elevated off the ground, and there's a step down from the door. Jacob stops at the point where the guy's bald head is just sticking out. He lets go of the rope and steps back, breathing out. "I did it," he thinks, grinning. "That wasn't so hard, was it?" He looks in the direction of the car, hoping to see Vigo on his way back. There's nothing but trees and bushels and darkness. It's fine. He'll only be a minute. Unless, of course, he gets lost. Jacob shakes his head. Vigo can't be that stupid. They park the car less than half a mile from here, and it's a straight line. They've come here to the cabin for 3 years now, using it as their reference point. The forest around here is familiar to them. Still, Vigo isn't nearly as trained in navigating out here as Jacob is. Both he and Axel went hunting with their dad ever since they were young. Vigo only learned it when Jacob started bringing him. That was when Axel began working and lost interest in hunting. Nowadays, he's only into base jumping, which Jacob can never get his head around. He hates heights more than anything. Jacob wipes his nose on his glove. He looks down at the dead guy who's lying on his back, his face turned toward the treetops and the black skies above. At this time of year, the sun doesn't rise until 9. Still, it's a little less dark out here than inside the cabin, and Jacob notices something he didn't see before. The guy's eyes aren't closed all the way. Also, his skin isn't gray as it appeared to be. Not exactly. It has a greenish hue. Jacob takes out the flashlight again. Turning it on, he can't help but gasp. The guy really is green. Underneath the frozen skin, the veins are visible like thin, dark electrical cords. Damn. Guy started to decompose before he froze. And what's that with his eyes? Jacob bends closer, surveying the guy's face. Both eyelids are halfway raised. What's visible of the eyeballs is completely black, like the pupils have swollen to cover everything. Or like a sudden gust of wind causes Jacob to jolt and look around. He's still alone. There are no large predators to be concerned about in this part of the woods, at least not during winter. Bears are hibernating, and wolves are rarely seen around here. Besides, he has the rifle. It's leaning against the cottage where he left it. Jacob steps over and takes it. He's just about to load it when there's a sound from behind. He spins around, expecting to see Vigo, but no one's there, except for the dead guy. Jacob peers down at him. It looks for a moment like the guy's head is sticking out a little farther. He probably just slid due to gravity. The floor in the cabin isn't level, and since the guy's frozen, the friction could have... A hoarse breath right behind him. Jacob cries out and whirls around, pointing the rifle. Vigo ducks down, holding up one hand. "Whoa, it's me!" Jacob swallows hard to force his heart back down his throat. "Jesus, man! I almost shot you. Why are you coming from that direction?" Vigo straightens up, pushing his glasses up the bridge of his nose. He's holding the blanket under his arm. "I got lost for a moment. Then I spotted the cabin." Vigo notices the guy's head in the doorway. "Oh, you got him down." "Of course I did," Jacob says, placing the rifle over his shoulder. He's relieved that Vigo is even more on edge than himself. It makes him more confident. "Come on, let's get him wrapped up."